Look. It's him. I pointed him. It's Captain Walker.
Welcome to the Mad Max Minute. We hope you like kids because there's going to be a ton of kids popping up in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 1 minute at a time. I'm Rick.
And I'm Julia.
And today we're talking about minute 49, which begins with Savannah embracing Finn, and it ends with Max surrounded by the waiting ones. A couple of ones that you certainly don't have to wait for are John and Jeb from the Toy Story Minute podcast.
Hey, yeah, because we're already here.
Yes.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank
am I
you.
still waiting for this world to stop hating?
Hey. Waiting on the world to change.
Yeah. I went like 2006 and you went like 1970 something or whenever that song came out.
Anyway, good to be here.
Yeah, good to be here, like you said.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. When I contacted you two, I contacted you for a very specific reason because this week there's something very related to the movie series that you guys cover, the Toy Story Minute.
Toys. Oh.
Wow. There's a toy in it.
Yeah.
Yep. You are our local toy experts, I assume.
That's us. Yep.
Buy local, think global.
Yep.
So I brought you in for that. But as far as the Mad Max movies are concerned, you are both coming at this from a very unique starting point.
Yeah. You could say that. Starting point.
Yes.
Be a
starting point.
Unique is one way to put it, I guess.
That's a good way.
Yeah.
Literally, neither of us had seen the film when you asked us to be on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jeb
Yeah, I still haven't seen all of the movie.
All he saw was the 3 minutes.
I saw the 3 minutes.
Yep. And built the entire universe of it off of that.
Yep, yeah. Honestly, until you actually sent us the minutes, I didn't know that there were I didn't know there were 80s versions of this movie. I thought that it
You thought it was all Fury Road?
I thought it just picked up with the one that Tom Hardy is in, and I thought that was where it started.
Oh wow, it was a recent phenomenon.
And then when I read the minute, and then when I got the minutes and saw that it said
it
had the year in it, it had the year in the parentheses, and it said 1985, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Also, it's not digital film, so it's
right.
Pretty obvious difference.
Yeah, but
stylistically, everything. Yeah.
Literally everything was different, so I was like, okay, I guess this wasn't an original idea.
Yeah, I mean
that they did. I mean,
it was
at
at some
and
point.
Yeah.
And I also had not seen any of the films, but I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna watch all of them. So, 3 days ago, since 3 days ago, I've binged 3.5 of these movies. I haven't finished Fury Road, but I'm liking it so far.
Okay.
And yeah, I learned a lot of things that I knew as just random sci-fi-ish references were actually from these movies.
Weird.
Yes.
I also was of the R-rated Mario Kart persuasion. That's what this was about,
Yeah, I just
as
kind of
Jeff has
assumed.
said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know anything about how it's weirdly about gasoline or anything like that. So, or that Thunderdome was the Thunder. I mean, I knew it was the Thunderdome, but I was like, wait, is the Thunderdome only in this movie or what? Yeah, it's a thing. Let's just get beyond
Anyway.
Thunderdome, which is where we are.
We have moved beyond
Jeff does
Thunderdome
that.
at this point.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So great.
I could have guessed that they were beyond the Thunderdome in this minute. I could have guessed that.
Yeah, because you've seen a Rick and Morty episode about the Thunderdome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Or references to it in
Yeah.
Simpsons or such.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a movie about not driving cars.
Jeb.
But
Yes.
I'm curious if you're going to go back and watch the entire movie now that you've seen these 3 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
watch just this movie or all of them up to this
I would
point?
like to watch all of them.
I hate to step on y'all's franchise. I don't think the first Mad Max is any good.
Oh.
It's real slow, and here's the thing. I tweeted this as I was watching it, but watching the second Mad Max, they sum up the first movie in the first, 5 minutes, and you know exactly what's going on, and it kind of works better for the time frame, because it's weird how the first movie takes place before any, apocalyptic stuff, and then Mel Gibson's the same age, but everything has, been exploded for years or whatever by the second one. I don't quite understand it. I really liked Road Warrior, though.
That's astute.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, because I've seen both. Get it?
I get it. I don't get it.
Oh.
You don't get it.
Anyway.
Yeah. That's exactly... Yeah. I mean, my feelings are Road Warrior is a masterpiece. The first third of this movie is even better. The second 2/3 of this movie are not as good as Road Warrior, but still better than the first one. And the first one's okay. It's one of those things that yeah, this is okay to see, but it's kind of just there, and I still don't understand why, if there's a gas shortage, all anyone does is drive cars around to try and steal gas. Also, in the second and what I've seen so far, the fourth one, they're let's drive our cars around to chase people to get gas. Why? What?
You sound confused.
Well, okay, if you're gonna chase down someone for their gasoline, why use a whole bunch of cars, and they're driving a big freight with a bunch of gasoline, they're using up their gas. If it's a precious... It's if you were I need to steal all the gold, so I'm gonna use my gold-powered car. I put gold in the engine, and that's how it runs. But if I find these people and steal and kill them, I can steal their gold. That's what these movies are about, Jeb.
That's exactly what these movies are about.
Hey, here's my car that only runs if you burn dollar bills in it. I'm going to just put a whole bunch in it, and then I'm going to go rob a bank with it.
Nice.
Just cars being cars. I honestly think these movies would make a lot more sense if they just stuck to water being rare or anything that's not gasoline, which they kind of do more, I think, as it goes on.
I'm stuck on the fact that you used a metaphor and just replaced gasoline with gold and used the idea that gold behaves exactly like gasoline.
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of let him have it.
Yeah,
but that didn't clear anything up anymore.
That's like when you're trying to mow your lawn, but instead of mowing your lawn, you're mowing a sand dune, and the sand dune gets cut down just like grass.
Exactly.
Well, they're using all this gas to go and get gas, is what I'm saying.
Why weren't they riding bicycles?
Yes!
Or
not big old trucks and there's fire coming. People have flamethrowers in these films. Why would you have a flamethrower when you're low on gasoline?
Jeb, I'm gonna need you to help me out here.
Okay.
When we're done recording, jump in your car and give John a bicycle, and then tell him to catch you.
Okay.
And film it for us.
Literally, the longer I chase Jeb, the less Jeb has. It's just a zero. This is the problem with capitalism, guys. It's a zero-sum game. We're okay, you have to have money to make money, but then you lose all your money, not lose...
I thought you were going to go toward a semi-relevant point, why didn't they develop
a different kind of fuel?
Solar power or something like that. And then you said, it's using gold. If you're short on gold and you use gold to power your car. I was like... That's the same thing.
Jeb, okay, what if I said what if the only gas station was 100 miles away and we had to go there every time we got gas? Would we drive a whole lot all the time? Or would we just not drive anymore? Why can these people just not drive anymore? They live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You don't need to go anywhere. Where are you going?
The Thunderdome.
No, let's go beyond the Thunderdome, Jeb.
Okay.
Okay, this was the perfect movie to bring these guys in for, because this is the movie where all of the gas is gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This is the exact situation we're dealing with.
Yep.
Everyone's
gas.
Everyone's running on methane.
Oh, and also everyone overgasses their cars because they all explode the second that they flip over. I just had to say that too. Like, especially in the first movie, they like 3 times use gas as like a time bomb. Like they light a bunch of gas on fire, and it's like, cool. That's the way to kill people, is to just set them in a pit full of money and set the money on fire. Good job.
That's a very Joker thing to do.
Yeah, the Joker did it in Dark Knight.
Okay, here's the thing. I get it. This is why I like the second movie, because sure, it's weird to use up all your gas chasing gas, but in the first movie, the villains were just guys who liked to drive and make trouble. They were literally just people who liked to drive wild a bunch, and also like they were like murderers and rapists and stuff. But what I'm saying,
they were like those kids in like the 80s and like 70s movies that like what they did after school was they just like drive around.
Yeah, and like
fun.
all 80s movies, like the villain is going to be a rapist.
Yeah, and he's just drive, like what he does after school is just drive around.
Yeah, but except for they drive like real fast and stuff. Like that's what people do for fun in the first one, is they just drive real fast, and then you have to catch them because they're driving too fast. And I'm like, guys, there's gas short. Why do you spend all your money on? I don't know. I don't understand these baby boomers, is what I'm saying.
You know what doesn't run out? The love of family.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, this is a minute. We should talk about the minute.
No, I'm enjoying listening to you talk about gas, actually. I don't think I've ever seen, during recording, I don't think I've ever seen John this flustered.
Okay, I've definitely gotten this flustered when I was talking about like Woody's anatomy or whatever.
Okay, that's fair. It takes a lot, though. Is my point.
Yeah.
Does it take a lot, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
There are children here.
Yep.
in the minute.
Yep, this first shot there's one child specifically running with outstretched arms towards a non-child. So this is...
Well, she's childish. She's like
22?
20? Yeah.
No, there's no way her character is 22.
Well, the actress is 22.
Yeah, her character's probably like 16 or 17.
Well, okay.
Oh, no, she's got to be at least
So, Jeb,
21. She has to be at least 21.
Jeb, having only seen these 3 minutes, what relation do you think this young child has to this woman? What would you say their relationship is?
Don't assume the worst.
No, that's not where I was going with it. I was just because
You don't know.
when I first watched the minute, I assumed that she was much older than 22, so I figured that she was his mom.
Ding, 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 ding.
I still think she's
Wait,
his
actually?
mom. Yeah, I think,
Yes.
Yeah,
that's why I think she's like in her 20s.
Oh, okay.
Because the kid's like what? Like
The kid's 10.
8?
10 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 to 10.
Oh, yeah, I was assuming that this, because this is like a whole bunch of kids together, that they're just like, I mean, let's be real, there's no oil anymore, so you can't make rubber condoms for people.
Yeah.
Which, it's a bunch of kids hanging out together. They wouldn't know what to do with them anyways.
Eventually, they're gonna get old enough that they're gonna get a little curious, and do you think they're gonna make children?
Yeah.
Like, it's...
In
I'm
this
just hoping
minute,
was
there's a
nothing
pregnant woman.
untoward. Yeah. They call her pregnant. She does not look pregnant.
Right.
Yes, she does.
Wait.
Okay, Savannah isn't
Oh,
pregnant.
No, Savannah's
never
not
mind.
pregnant.
There's another person who is.
No,
though.
it's Kushu or
It's
whatever.
yeah.
Kusha.
Mushu.
She is.
Yeah, Kusha.
Yeah.
Good Kusha. She does not look as pregnant as they say she is.
Yeah, the screenplay says she's 8 months pregnant, but she doesn't look 8 months pregnant. She looks maybe 6 or 7 months pregnant.
She looks like she could just be kind of bloated. And I'd be like, cool. If these kids weren't living out in the wilderness, she would look totally normal, I think.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking it up right now, but if I'm not mistaken, Kusha is only 16.
Oh, well, there you go. Like I said, like it's not like they're waiting. Mad Max is, let's be real here, extreme right-wing libertarian fantasy, and that's why it makes a good post-apocalyptic hell world, because that's what it would be. So I'm saying it's not like they're waiting for age of consent, and these are I'm guessing another 16-year-old.
Wait, you're implying that like a right-wing utopia like doesn't have an age of consent?
Dystopia, but yes, there's no such thing as a right-wing utopia. Sorry, Ayn out there, Ayn Rand out there in your grave. Sorry.
You should be apologizing.
Yeah, because Mad Max is never a political movie series. It's only about like
blowing things up.
Yeah, I mean okay, these children, are they supposed to be Aboriginals? Question mark?
No.
They're like vaguely brown, but I'm not sure how much of it is brown face
Well, that's all spray tan.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're vaguely brown because they live outside.
Right.
Oh.
These are a bunch of little Anglo kids
Oh.
that have found themselves in this situation.
Honestly, that to me, I thought they looked like mixed race Aborigine Australian people. It's a spray tan is a little thing that probably wouldn't happen now.
Spray tan.
Because they're a little too dark, in my opinion, to be just tanned. You know.
All right.
That's what I was.
I guess.
And to me, I'm seeing these kids who are like quote unquote primitive. They're a little brown. They live in the desert outside of quote unquote society. And they speak in like a pidgin language. And I think, well, this is an 80s movie. These are probably a stand-in for Aborigines or just native peoples. I really think this is, even if they're not literally Aboriginal, I think they kind of are. I mean, they kind of are a metaphor for it. Because it's the kind of idea of the noble savage or any of that, you know?
Oh, I just kind of thought they looked dirty.
Oh. Oh, Jeb, are you saying that they're dirty because they're not actually Aborigines?
They're dirty because they're covered in sand and spray tan.
Yeah, exactly. I just figured they live out in the desert.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because they're white kids, they're dirty, Jeb?
Yeah.
That's racist.
If they're white, then their faces are very dirty.
It's reverse racist, the worst kind of racist, the only bad kind of racist.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Mad Max. Sometimes it gets extremely, hey, what if everything the right wing wanted was a thing and the whole world also exploded? Spoiler alert, there's not much difference.
That actually was a spoiler.
Sorry. Spoiler alert for the end of the Trump administration, aka the end of the world.
Question mark?
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry for getting political on your podcast, guys.
We can roll with it.
We strive for an international appeal, but
It's okay. The whole world hates Trump.
yeah.
The whole world is going to be affected by the awful things. When the bye-bye times happen, or whatever the kids talk, the Tomorrow land is destroyed. That's,
Bye-bye
Jeb, you don't know that, but that's a
Bye-bye.
reference to this movie.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
The bye-bye times from before 4.
Yeah.
They say things like, what's his talk? That's in this minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
He ain't made no word stuff.
Yep.
I want to quote that all the time now. It's like there's not a lot of lines in this minute, but this is a very quotable one. He ain't made no word stuff.
Anyway.
There's also one of the kids is in a leg brace. Did you notice that?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I definitely did.
Spoilers, Jeb. Mad Max is also in a leg brace.
Oh.
Angry Max. Maximilian.
Yeah.
So just to loop us back around to the minute real quick.
Sorry.
We started off this minute with Finn running to meet Savannah. Savannah hugs him, turns back, and says, "Look, I found him. I found Captain Walker." And then a bunch of other kids show up.
She finded him. Thank you.
That's right, because of their pigeon language.
They can talk to birds.
Never would have thought to call it a pigeon
Pigeons.
language, but I'll go with it. So Savannah and Finn look from Max back towards the dune, and holy new characters, Batman. Not only did we get Finn and Savannah today, we also got...
5 named characters and 3 non-named characters.
Yeah.
I don't know any of their names. Except for Savannah and Finn.
All right. Well, have I got a treat for you because we're going to go down the line.
All right.
And I'm going to point out each one to you.
Okay.
The 3 little boys that are holding spears, they don't get names. They're not super important
enough.
here, so they don't get names.
Okay.
The kid with the kite and the crazy horizontal haircut, that's Mr. Skyfish.
Wait, Mr. Skyfish?
Mr. Skyfish.
Please call me Mr. Skyfish. Skyfish was my father.
He is the father.
Yeah,
type of
The
thing.
father of the Skyfishes.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Skyfish
Is
was
Mr.
my father.
Skyfish.
He is the father.
Mr. Skyfish, bring me a dream. That.
Okay.
We got a line.
It just clicked. Why his name is Skyfish?
Because he's fishing in the sky.
Yes, because of the kite.
Is he trying
It's
to
a
get
fish
bird?
in the sky.
Oh.
Because they don't know the word bird.
Oh, they only know fish.
Yes.
Huh. How do they know the word fish? They live in the desert, though.
Because they don't technically live in the desert.
Right.
I guess. Yeah, you're right.
They technically live in the crack in the earth down by a river.
Yeah, where there are fish. Okay, that makes sense.
In a van down by the river.
Yeah, beat me to it. Dang it.
Yeah, we get to see that river by the end of today's minute. And
All
we'll
right.
actually get to the crack proper in Wednesday's minute.
Get to that van down by the river.
So next to Mr. Skyfish, the little girl there is Anna Goanna.
Is that the one with the the ball on the stick or the one with the little packy pack thing?
Are we on the right screen?
I'm not sure if I'm in the right place in the minute.
She and Gecko like walk up after
okay.
everybody else.
Anna Goanna is the one with the boomerang.
Okay, yeah, she's got the big old long boomerang.
Yeah.
And the guy next to her is the one with the ball thing. The record.
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah, it's the record.
The record, yep.
Yeah.
So the guy with the record and the radio chest piece and the
Leg brace.
walking cane thing, leg brace, that's Gecko.
Yeah, there's a lot of... This movie is a lot about disability. Because, like, it's not only him and, of course, Max, but also Master and Blaster. And to Jeb, this sounds like just nonsense words. But here's the thing, Jeb. Mad Max, good series of films, incredibly stupid names. As you've seen by, Anna Bonana.
Anna Goanna.
Banana
Max.
Fana Goanna. Max is such a dumb name. I'm sorry to all Maxes out there. It's not.
Yeah, that was a joke. I just went with the most normal name and said that it was the weird one.
Okay, Jeff, the villain of the first movie is called Toe Cutter.
Did he cut people's toes?
No, he doesn't! He doesn't cut a single toe! He's just a guy whose name is Toe-Tutter, and he doesn't tut a toe. He doesn't cut any toes. He's just a dude named Toe Cutter, and that's what he do.
That's
He's just
interesting.
named that.
That's interesting.
He doesn't even threaten to cut a toe. It's just his name.
John, do you want me to blow your mind?
What?
Not only does Toe Cutter never cut a toe, but the Night Rider never rides at night.
Yeah, did
Oh
you know
my
that?
god, yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, and he has a car that talks to him.
And Johnny the Boy is actually old enough to be a man.
That's true. Well, he's...
Yeah, but the Lord Humongous was actually humongous.
Very good point.
but was he humongous?
You want me to blow your mind again?
What?
Anakin Skywalker
Walks on the sky?
didn't walk on the sky.
I mean, figuratively, sure. Mad Max actually isn't that angry in this movie.
And he's not like really to the max yet. He's like mad medium.
He's I wouldn't call him Mad Max as much as I call him, like, Sad Max. He's Sad Max.
Disgruntled mid.
Mid?
Not max.
Oh.
But he's not like minimum.
middle.
Yeah, but he's not like minimum yet, like quite. He's like in the
Mini
mid.
Max.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Anyway.
sure. That's him.
Speaking of mini people,
Yeah.
right
Uh-oh.
next to Gecko, there's that little kid with, I guess,
Is that a bear?
stuffed animal tied to
Yeah.
a stick
Oh,
or
it is
something
a
like that.
bear.
Yeah.
Cute.
That little kid is named Eddie. He's a little boy.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's the one with, like, clay in his hair, right?
Yeah.
That's another very Aborigine thing that I thought that's a lot of Aborigines do that.
And then next to Eddie is the pregnant girl, Kusha.
That I confirmed is 16 years old.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, she has got a little
belly
bump.
on
She's
her,
got a bump.
yeah. She doesn't look 8 months pregnant though.
No, I don't think she looks 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Just obviously pregnant.
Yeah. And then there's one more nameless kid on the end of the line.
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
we don't
We
have
don't
to
care
worry about
about.
him.
What's the kid with the record again? He's the
Gecko.
Gecko, yeah. I really like his cool, like, hair thing. The big old tooth that he has, like, asymmetrically on the side of his face. That's a look right there.
It's a look, yeah.
Yeah.
That is culture.
It's a representation of a headset.
Yeah, I think the base of it actually is a headset. Like, there are still ear cups on it. And then the horn is supposed to be the mouthpiece. And then there's like a little animal skull at the top just for decoration.
Yeah.
So this is what he wears for his gaming rig, right?
I honestly,
Yeah. And then the chest plate is supposed to be a radio.
I honestly thought you were gonna say that you liked Gecko's
What?
car insurance commercials, and I was about to be really mad at you.
Yes. Yep, yep.
Oh goodness.
Thanks, Jeb. Thank
problem.
you
No
for
problem.
doing this monstrous thing to me in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are several differences between what we actually see in the movie and what the screenplay says for this moment and who is present at this moment. For one, in the novelization of the screenplay that we use for comparison, Mr. Skyfish actually
Show some respect.
is flying his kite.
I didn't go to... Well, no, that would be if he was Dr. Skyfish.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I didn't go to Skyfish school for 6 years.
To be called just Skyfish.
Skyfish MD.
So he actually gets to fly his kite in the book. I think
Lucky
it's a
him.
shame that he didn't get to in the movie, because why not? It would have looked cool.
Yeah.
What is it made of?
It almost looks like it's made of hide and feathers.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
it kind of looks like
Yeah,
a
it
dead
looks
manta
heavy.
ray.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get to see the kite flying later on in the movie.
Okay, good.
It looks like it's made from like dead skyfish. Yeah.
Dead skyfish, yeah. Can you actually catch skyfish with it? Because it would have to have like some sort of bait. Like, does it have meat on it? Like rotten meat for the skyfish to eat?
Gecko and Kusha are not in, they didn't go on the trip, the gathering trip. Because, first of all, why would you send a guy in a leg brace on a gathering trip?
Covered in
That just doesn't make
wires.
any sense.
It's a bold strategy, Katt.
Yeah.
See if it
And then
plays out.
Kusha didn't go either. Both of them are
she's
still back at
pregnant.
camp. They're fishers, not gatherers.
Are you sure they're not fishing out in the desert?
Well, they were in the crack in the earth,
Yeah.
and they walked up
Oh, yeah, that too.
to meet Savannah.
Right.
Yeah, too, yeah.
And then Gecko is wearing a brace because he hurt his leg in a fall.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought
So
he
it's
just like...
a temporary
That's
thing.
temporary. Okay.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was like a whole thing because I thought it like kind of parallels with Max, and it makes kind of sense to me. It makes a lot of things because Max kind of isn't the main character so much as he is like always accompanying the whoever's the lead of the movie, and
Yeah.
That's fair.
Gecko isn't really the main of the kids. That's more Savannah. So I thought it kind of was a good parallel to like Max and Tina Turner or whatever her name is in this movie, or the weird helicopter man in the whole weird people that he encountered in the last movie, or like Furiosa in the next movie, or it's like it's about Max, but it's more about the people with Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just the connecting string between the movies.
So Anna, Goanna, and Gecko are an item.
Oh.
Really?
They are together.
I mean, they do walk up together.
Yeah, which actually made a lot of sense because obviously Gecko walked slower than the rest of the group.
And somebody was
you know,
walking
they're just
with
a bunch
him.
of kids. They don't have any manners, so they just walked ahead of him. And she, because she actually cares for him, stayed behind, walked slow with him.
Aw, cute.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And Anna Goanna is not Savannah's biggest fan.
Oh.
Really?
She doesn't really like her very much.
Oh.
That is a bit of tension that I don't think we really see later on in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think it translates at all.
That little
The teddy bear
teddy
girl?
bear, whatever, is that on a cross?
Yeah, it's crucified.
It's
I
crucified.
I think it is.
I think it's on a cross, but I don't think it's
Don't think it
meant
means
to be
anything?
I think it's because it's
I
Okay.
like
think
part
it's
of
just
her
supposed to be a
staff.
frame.
Okay, that was
So
my
it's like
next question. Was
Utility
like,
combined
okay,
with,
yeah,
like it's fluffy and cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
fashion plus function. Yeah.
So he figured out a way that he can take his teddy bear along with him and it not get in the way or slow him down or encumber him.
Pretty smart.
For these kids being left to themselves,
They're
they've
doing
done
all
some
right.
ingenious
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I want to, real quick, because I like talking about people when they show up, I've got a new face to introduce to everybody every day this week.
Nice.
We're starting off with Gecko. He's played by Mark Kunis. He is best known for his role here in Beyond Thunderdome. He was also in 84's Bodyline, 83's The Winds of Jara, and he was in an episode of Water Rats in 1998. So Mark Kunis was born in 1969 in Sydney, making him just about 15 years old when they filmed this. He began as a child actor on television in 1980 and consistently appeared in television projects over the course of what worked out to an 18-year career. IMDb doesn't have a lot of information about him past the age of 30, but I found a Mark Kunis on a LinkedIn search.
Is it the same one?
He lives in Sydney, and so I
Ah,
sent him a
yes.
request to connect.
Oh my god. Of course you did.
Please.
So I basically said, "Hey, Mark, were you an actor when you were younger? If so, I would like to connect with you." And I haven't heard back yet.
This is what we need to do with John Morris.
Yeah, we need to find him on
wanna have
LinkedIn.
Andy, the original voice actor for Andy, on because he's only been in Toy Story and Toy Story 2
Related.
and 3. Yeah, so
We need to find him on LinkedIn.
yeah, that's what we need to do. Finally, LinkedIn will have a purpose.
Yeah.
The worst they can say is no.
Right? Yeah, Tom Hanks hasn't responded to any of my ats or my DMs on
Yeah.
Twitter. It's
Seriously.
weird.
You know, that is surprising because he's usually such a nice guy.
Yeah.
You say that like he's responded to you and you've interviewed him.
Which he has not.
He's too famous for us. Don't worry about it. Like I said, if we can get...
Same with Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
You've got to try and get Tim Allen before he gets too busy with
Oh, yeah.
Last Man Standing since
Again.
they're bringing that back.
Yeah, well, he's going to be the last man standing on our podcast because he's going to out-podcast us with his professionality.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that he was going to be the last person from our franchise that we would ever interview.
Well, I wouldn't say... I mean, if we had the opportunity to, I would totally have him on. We would probably
Yeah, but
make
like
him very upset.
he'd be our last choice.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, well...
I will make it the official Mad Max Minute stance that Home Improvement was a far superior show than Last Man Standing.
Oh, no.
That's not
one is
even a
arguing with
comparison.
that.
Are you kidding?
I don't think even Last Standing.
Last Stand Standings.
Yeah, those are stands.
Comparing
of Last
Home
Man
Improvement to
Standing.
Last Man Standing is like comparing gold to gasoline in how well it will run a car.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back to the Beyond Thunderdome storybook real quick because while there is also additional information in the novelization, in the storybook, which is really just a boiled down version of the novelization with bigger pictures in it, because that's my level.
Yeah, exactly.
There's additional dialogue between Savannah Nix and the other waiting ones. She has to explain to them how she was walking along the desert and literally just sniffed out Max because he smelled so bad.
Oh, yeah, he would
And then
smell bad.
dragged him back. And Anna Goena is really questioning about the whole situation.
You brought a gross man here. Who is this? He's old.
Savannah's like, I found Captain Walker. And Anna Goena's like, that's not Captain Walker. He's not flying.
Because if you're a pilot, all you do is
All you do
fly.
ever. Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert, Jeb. Captain Walker's a pilot.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and he's not Mad Max.
And I think it becomes clear a little bit later on from the screenplay that doesn't really translate to the movie. They really think he can fly.
Yeah.
Their understanding of the concept that he can fly a plane is translated to he can fly. He is a bird.
Oh.
Skyfish.
Like a literal bird?
He is a skyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yes,
gonna
they
say,
really think
yeah.
he can fly. They don't seem to understand metaphors.
Yeah, which is weird because
They're
they're kind
very
of dressed
literal.
like metaphors.
John doesn't really understand metaphors either.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Thanks.
That's the real reason we had you on for this.
Yeah, because I'm one of those wild ones? Quiet ones? Whatever. The ones.
Waiting ones.
Waiting
you
ones.
were a wild
Yes,
one.
I'm waiting.
They explain away the fact that Max isn't flying because he was jumped by turbulence, which is a made-up gang that they have in their mythology. But then the little one, Eddie, starts poking around Max, and everybody gets really startled because Max was carrying a monkey in his jacket when he collapsed. And so as the kids poke around him, the monkey jumps out of Max's jacket and startles all the children. And they're like, oh my gosh, who is this? What is this? And they're like, oh, that's his co-pilot.
Right, because he's smaller and uglier.
Turbulence, I would think, would be kind of like Ents, like from Lord of the Rings. And they're just big old...
Big trees?
Yeah, big trees.
God.
That would make sense, because at this point, Max is not in the movie, but again, in the screenplay, Max is really beat up. He's bloody and bruised and
Yeah, like a tree.
in really rough shape.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
a tree beat him up.
The monkey is named Sally Ann for future reference, so you guys can
So
be
would we
brought
say
in.
Sally Ann? Because Max doesn't name her, because Max doesn't name his pets.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't even name him. Does he name himself in this movie? No, he doesn't name himself in the
Yeah,
next
he says
movie.
me Max.
Yeah.
Yes, he does name himself, because this movie, he's particularly talkative. I think he talks more in this movie than any of the other movies. But if I'm not mistaken, in Road Warrior, he never introduced himself as Max.
Right. They
And in Fury Road, he doesn't until they kind of make a big deal of it near the end of the movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that part yet.
when you're listening to the
Spoilers,
narration,
his name is Max.
when
Yeah.
you're listening to the
Yeah, I figured
narration
that.
in the Road Warrior, they're like, "Yes, he's the man we called Max,"
Oh,
Yeah.
because they didn't know.
because he's to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go from these kids just standing around looking at Max. We do a nice fade to all of them floating down a river on a makeshift raft, and we get a couple of good angles on them moving Max from place to place. so we know they're in a nice watery
I
area.
think it could be fair to say that everything is makeshift of theirs. Like, makeshift is pretty much the definition of everything beyond the first movie in this series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their chosen aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People are very dedicated to their
design
aesthetics
style.
in these movies, so...
And after we get the traveling montage, we see that Max is just lying unconscious, surrounded by all of these kids.
Is he? Is that sand on him? Did the kids?
I was gonna
do
say,
this, or
why
this
is he
from the desert?
So blue.
Because he's sad, Max.
Why
I
is he
think-
so white?
I think it's dusk or moonlight coming through and opening in the ceiling.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He's in the spotlight.
I was gonna say,
moonlight
that's
streaming
me
through
A
the
in
canopy.
skylight. Like
That's
a
me in the
skylight, and he's
spotlight.
being drenched
Yeah.
in moonlight.
Yeah.
Which drains you of your color.
Because the moon likes to
Plus, he's
steal
dirty.
melanin. Yeah, that too. He's very dirty.
Because honestly, coming from the one who hasn't seen any part of this movie, he kind of looks frozen.
Oh, that's because Elsa shows up early?
Yeah, I see that.
That's where she's from, actually, Jeb.
Oh, she's from Beyond the Thunderdome?
Did you not know that Frozen was a spin-off of the Mad Max series?
No, I didn't read the manga. I just watched the anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bartertown eventually becomes Arendelle.
Tina Turner
Everything
actually
floods and they
plays
get a-
Elsa
they get a
in this
port.
one, so...
Huh.
Tina Turner's in this movie, that's another thing. Yeah.
I mean, I picked that up from context,
Yeah,
but...
it's okay.
Yeah.
From mentioning Tina Turner so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we pretty much wrap this minute with Gecko asking what's his talk and Anagoana saying he ain't made word stuff.
Yeah.
Which is John's new favorite phrase.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay, in the screenplay, I know I'm talking a lot about the screenplay, but it's so different in this minute from the actual movie. Gecko doesn't ask what's his talk, he asks what's his jabber.
Oh.
Which I think is so much
That's
better.
cool.
Yeah,
Cooler.
it's way better. Because
Yeah.
jabber... Talk just implies,
What's his
like,
jabber?
speaking. So what's his talk kind of sounds like what's his voice. What's his jabber is like what kinds of things does he say?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, which is, I think, is what he's asking.
Yeah.
What has he said? Which, by the way, Gecko has been with Max this entire time. The journey up the river and all that. Gecko was there. He knows Max hasn't said anything. So I don't know why he's asking.
Maybe he just didn't hear it. He was lagging behind or something.
He was too busy flirting it up with...
Anna Bonanno?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana Fana Fofana.
Yes. I'm never going to get her. Anna Goanna? Ganana?
Anna go Anna.
Yes.
Banana Fofana.
Yes. Banana
Like
Anna.
Anna go Anna.
Yes. Go
Anna. Go Anna.
Yeah.
Speaking of Anna and Gecko, in the screenplay, again, Anna is trying to get Gecko to come over to her, and he's going too slow. And so she calls over to him, rattle your ass.
Oh my god, that's a great...
Like,
That's a
get your
good
butt
line.
over here.
Rattle your
It
ass,
is.
mate.
Mate.
Rattle your ass.
Australia.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why you have to put mate over everything.
Yeah.
It made no word stuff, mate. Crikey.
Well, we need to put a pin in this minute for now
Yeah.
so we can come back on Wednesday and talk more about it. John and Jeb, where would you like to tell people to go in order to find more of you?
Well, we are Toy Story Minute. You can find us in any iTunes podcasty man, anything like that.
Anything, anywhere
Yeah.
you find podcasts.
Yeah, we are on Dueling Genre Network. So if you go to duelinggenre.com, you can look in their podcasts categories and find us and all that kind of stuff. Very simple. If you want to more engage with us, you can follow us on Twitter at Toy Story Minute, and
Yeah,
we have a
or-
Facebook group.
That John can never remember
Yeah.
properly what it is, but it's Andy's Room : Toy Story Minute Roundup.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes. They
so-
have a much better listener group name than ours. Mad Max does.
What's that?
Go ahead, say it.
Oh, it's Mad Max Minute Beyond Microphone.
Nice.
Yes. I
like
give
it.
all credit to that to Rick.
I dig it.
Yeah.
He thought that up because he's good like
I
that.
dig that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's very good.
Well, that pretty much does it for us today. We've got a rip-roaring episode on Wednesday. We are going to come back and it's going to be a solid minute of Max just lying there unconscious while kids just are so confused for like the entire
Okay.
minute. So yeah. So come on back for that for sure. The Mad Max Minute podcast is a fan project by Rick and Julia Ingham.
The Mad Max franchise was created by George Miller and Byron Kennedy, is presented by Kennedy Miller Mitchell Productions, and distributed by Warner Brothers.
Mad Max Minute is produced and edited by Rick Ingham. Our opening music is Verdi's Dies Irae by Daniel Batista of danielbatista.com, and our outro music is We Don't Need Another Hero by MilitiaVox of militiavox.com.
Our home on the internet is madmaxminute.com. You can follow us on Twitter at madmaxminute, like us on Facebook by searching for Mad Max Minute, and join our Facebook listener group, Mad Max Minute Beyond Microphone.
If you'd like to support the podcast, visit madmaxminute.com, where you can check out our TeePublic storefront by clicking the store link, join our Patreon by clicking the support link, or make a one-time donation by clicking the donate link.
Thank you for joining us for minute 49 of Beyond Thunderdome. We'll see you next time.
Everybody say